All right, guys. All right, we're on. This woman is absolutely insane. I don't understand how she's not been deported by now.
Years on.
Bear with me, guys. This laptop is 13 years old.
Service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car. And if they are saying that he has 10 years on service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car.
She should know not to run over a federal agent. What is happening? Like, literally, what the fuck is happening? Where this woman is allowed to go on the news and say this. What has to occur in order for this to happen? It literally just boggles my mind how this is happening. This view, it's not real. It can't be. It cannot be a real view. There's no way any sane, logical person could come to this conclusion after just being alive, after just being a freaking person in this world who knows law and who knows knows basics about law. Just basics, just the basics. You would know that if an officer of the law, a federal officer at that, is standing in front of your car, that means don't drive. He's there for a reason. It means you're not allowed to go that direction. It has to be rage bait. Like, there's no other explanation. Like, nobody's this dumb. Nobody's this dumb. Hang on. Sorry, guys. That just got me heated. That got me real heated. What's this? Does that look like traditional American garb? Does anything about that say American? Does the woman screaming in the background, what does this remind you of? Does this remind you of America, or does this remind you of fucking Somalia? Because it doesn't look like America to me. It does not look like America. It looks like people. My question is, why are they getting arrested? Why aren't people getting arrested? Why are people allowed to continuously impede the law enforcement? Why are they allowed to do that? See, when you start asking like simple questions such as that, like why aren't they getting arrested? it kind of like paints a broader picture in an understanding of the situation and like what's actually happening. And it's almost like it's like gamified almost in a way. Like they're not like they should be arresting people. That's the like bottom line is if you are impeding an officer's a lawful action, if you're impeding his job in any way, that's a crime and you should be punished for that crime. Why are we not seeing that? Why is that not something that is happening? And that makes me think, because it's not just for, I don't want to think it's just for optics. Maybe it is just for optics. Maybe it's an optics game. Maybe it's turned into a fucking optics game in which like you can't even proceed with executing the law without it looking bad. How have we gotten into this checkmate? How have we gotten into this area, this horrible spot where we can't even arrest people who are committing crimes? Like, here they are coming in, and I'm assuming, I don't know what's going on in this video. I don't. Holy crap, a Somali mob just rushed ICE agents in St. Cloud, Minnesota. These guys are way outnumbered. They need National Guard support. The terrorists cannot win. Yeah, I would agree. I think they need to bring in the National Guard. I think they need to do something. They need to do something. Because this cannot continue. Because if this continues, then it only tells them that what they're doing is working. Why are we allowing them to think that they're working? What they're doing is feasible. Because what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen is. Because we've brought in ICE, we've brought in federal agents, we've done all this stuff, really pissed off the left. It's really all that we've done is piss them off. We've not necessarily made too much headway in that direction. Everything that we've done is nothing that they could just go and undo in this scenario, in this regard. Like, say a Democrat got into office. Say that. I don't believe that a Democrat will win 2028. I just don't. I don't think that we're there. I mean, I don't know. Depending on how this goes, if this just ramps up more and more, and ICE are the attack vectors, and they use ICE as attack vectors, I don't know. You could see a sway towards that, but I mean, I want to believe overall that we're done with that. We're done with that bullshit. Unless they do a complete 180, which it looks like they're continuing to go down the crazy train. Let me see what happens at the end here. Like, go home, dude. Go home. That really hurt my throat. Go home. We have too many illegals. Too many immigrants in general. Too many immigrants in general in this country. It is turning into something that is unrecognizable. That's what's happening. I live in a small town in Indiana. We'll just say that. I live in a small town in Indiana. And even within the last 10 years of this small town, it has changed dramatically. The Walmart that I used to go to, that I still go to, the Walmart that I still currently go to, makes it feels I'm like 30 minutes out of the city. I don't want to dox myself. I don't know how to even say this, but I'm 30 minutes out of the city, right? In an area that 15, 20 years ago, I wouldn't necessarily have to like watch my back or like feel, you know, threatened or feel any sort of way. It was really safe. It was pretty safe about 15 years ago. 12, 13, 14 years. Pretty safe to go and rather than and I'm going to juxtapose the difference whenever you go to like an inner city Walmart or anywhere in the Indianapolis area, in the central Indianapolis area. When you go to those grocery stores, there's a sense of like shit could go down at any moment. At any moment, shit could just go down. The safety level in those places in the inner cities of Indianapolis, they're not great. They're not great. It's very, very, very minimally. You feel pretty at unease unless you're used to it. If you go there and I mean, obviously you're conditioned to it. But like somebody like me who is growing up in a small town in Indiana, you know, going to this Walmart. I've lived in this town for probably, I think, 20 years now, 21 years. Within the last 10 years, this Walmart that I've gone to that has felt safe has recently felt like one of those city Walmarts, one of those inner city Walmarts where it doesn't feel safe anymore. And actually, just recently, there was a shooting over there. There's been a couple shootings in this town. We don't ever have shootings. That's not a thing that happens in this small little area, this small town in Indiana. It doesn't happen. It's happened within the last 20 years of me living here. I can recall like one instance from way back when, and 3 or 4 within the last within the last 10 years. It's ramping up is my point. It is ramping up. Slowly but surely, it is ramping up. And you notice it whenever you go to these places. You notice the change whenever you go to these stores, whenever you go to places. Luckily, Meyer is holding it down. Is holding the fort down. Nobody really likes to go to Meyer. Only a certain demographic, I would argue, likes to go to Meyer. And it's literally what, a quarter of a mile away. I got a Walmart and a Meijer, quarter of a mile distance from each other, and it's like, you're going into the gulag whenever you go into Walmart, and then whenever you go into Meijer, it's like how it was 20 years ago. Not much has changed over at Meijer for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe people are tricked into thinking. I think the thing is with Walmart, and I don't mean to get on a rant with Walmart and Meijer, but I think the thing about Walmart is people are tricked into thinking that they're getting a good deal. And at Meijer, I think it's like maybe it's people feel like they can afford it. Maybe it's a class thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a tax bracket thing. I don't know. But it's quarter of a mile from each other, and it's literally like inner city versus suburb in the same little spot, in the same little area. I'm gonna check this real quick. This is like my second stream. Might be my last. Not by my choice. I don't know. I don't know how YouTube. I don't know how all this works. I don't know how YouTube works. Literally just now getting into it. So, all right, we're gonna go back and just look at the toxic soup. Oh God. Really. Does anybody else see the glaring contradiction? Oh God. What the fuck? What is she saying? Why is she saying that in that language in Spanish? Why? What? This movement is all over the place. I'll just say that. It's all. It is very coordinated. I don't think it's their efforts. I think somebody else is coordinating it. Honestly, I do. And you just see how they conduct themselves, and it's just like it's clearly obvious. They just, I mean, some of them could be paid actors. Who knows? I mean, really, who knows? But it's clear that there's some sort of coordination. Not much. It seems like they're kind of just like thrown into like a lobby and just meant to like kind of just act on their own accord, act on their own will. They're fed a message. This is exactly what's happening. They're fed a message without getting any other outside source. So first of all, how does that happen? How do you get a person that is fed a message and then they just blindly believe it? How does that happen? Well, I think that you get somebody who does not care about politics. That's innate, right? You don't care about politics. You don't care about the government. You don't care about this or that because they don't really prepare you for that growing up. You have to find that interest for yourself. So, like, in the world today, it's kind of what's happening. You aren't really told, and it's the old saying of you're not told what to think, you're told how to think. Or no, you're not told how to think, you're told what to think. Sorry. Because you're not given like a guideline on like how you should traverse this world. And I mean, granted, it is a brand new thing that we're all experiencing together, but I mean, what, we're just all supposed to be led blindly into this? We're all just supposed to blindly just go forth and hope that we're making the best decision? And, you could argue that making, better decisions would include, informing yourself and, maybe argumentatively, having some sort of faith-based background, religious background, moral scaffolding. That's the thing. Morals are gone here. In this group of people, morals are gone. That's just what it is. They're gone. And what you see is, I don't even know. I can't even put words to it. It's truly baffling. It is truly baffling to see this. They should all be arrested. Why? Why are they not getting arrested? Yeah, another thing is that the problem here is that we've let the problem go too far, is what's happened. We've let it go way too far. If we wanted to do something about this, it should have happened years ago, like maybe a decade or two ago, decades ago. We'll just say decades ago. like with ICE coming in and deporting everybody, or to just even, divert from the policies that we were implementing. There was no diversion. It was just like a straight line, a straight track to Crazy Town, to where we are today. Because here you see we have an immigration issue where parts of our country are slowly but surely, the country is slowly but surely being eaten, and will turn into the UK, will turn into, what will be Australia. It's going to turn into all of these different places, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it slowly happening, and we're just like doing almost nothing to try and stop it. I would argue that this is almost nothing. I would argue that ICE coming out and making their token deportations and doing all this stuff, it's not enough. It's really not. Because, look, at the end of the day, you deport a few 100,000 people on the scale of 10 million that have illegally came into our country within the last 5 years. What that's like a percent. It's a small percentage of the amount that we're deporting, and it's not that they haven't stopped coming in. They're still coming in. They are still coming in. So ICE going out and deporting 300,000 people, however many hundred thousands of people, it's putting a dent. Let me rephrase that. It is a grain of sand that we are moving, while the heaps of dunes are just coming on in. So my question is, what is actually happening? What are we actually doing about it? Because this isn't a solution to the problem. The solution would be mass deportations. That's what the solution would be. Preferably illegal immigrants. People who are coming in illegally. Preferably them. And it's a touchy issue because it's gone on too long. It's gone on way too long. And now, a lot of people have, best friends who are immigrants who came into this country and immigrated here recently. And everyone's got the argument of, well, everyone's an immigrant. Technically, everybody's an immigrant. That's a technicality. Everyone's technically an immigrant. It wasn't a problem back then. That's when we needed immigrants coming in. When the Irish and the Italians and everyone came in the 40s, whatever they did, I don't know the exact date. Whenever they came in, we needed them. We needed people. We implemented immigration policy because we needed more people. And just like you can drink too much water and die, just like you can do too much of anything and then it becomes a problem, this is too much of this. And it has become a problem. And if you're not able to see that, then that tells me you are not of sound mind. You are not a logical thinking person. You're not a logically reasoning person. And if you want to go out and impede law enforcement with your illogical, ill-guided mind, it's insane. Let's see. I'm getting heated. Hold on. I gotta derobe. Not literally. It's hot as fuck. I'm literally working with bare bones over here. I'm holding my microphone. Let's see. I'm just gonna check real quick. I don't believe anybody's in here, but no. Okay. I have 2 of these open and I don't know why. Like I've hit X on this like 1,000 times and it just will not close. I am on a 2013 laptop also, so. Okay.
This my shit. All the girls don't be like this. Few times been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like. This my shit. All the girls don't be like this. Few times been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like.
What's the matter, dude? You can't handle the smoke? You can't handle the smoke, bro. You can't handle the smoke, dude. OMG, you voted for people to be pepper blasted in the face? Yes, I did. Yes. Because when you impede with a law enforcement officer, when a law, if you are of sound mind and a law-abiding citizen, you would not intrude in their process. Clear as that. You just won't. And if you do, you should expect something like this. Like, you should know that you're putting your life on the line if you're coming out and doing this. Like, you should just know that. This is hilarious, by the way. This is so funny. Hey Grok, please remove the makeup and the lipstick, the glasses, and give this man a proper haircut and suit and tie. No way. What is this?
This is all the Democrats. Look, despite what you saw with your own eyes, this is all the Democrats' fault. And the officer involved may have twisted his ankle while shooting that woman in cold blood.
I just got it. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god. You know, that is hilarious. Gotta give it to him. Cover a broken leg. It's targeted by bullet before it can get worse. His friend steps in and puts it to yeah. National protests break out all across America, so I guess that means regime change, right? That's how it works, we are told. Dude, this is getting out of control. This is getting out of control. It's BLM all over again. It really is. I don't know if this is, you know, if people have already had this take. I just thought of this just now. I see these amassed people all over the country, and what does it remind me of? Yeah, BLM. And it's funny, didn't the whole George Floyd thing happen? Didn't it start in Minneapolis, or at least Minnesota? So like, fuck. It seems like Minneapolis is like the epicenter for things that happen like this. And what was it that Tim Walz said? He said, assess or assemble peacefully, have peaceful protests. I've seen so many things where, there's a video of them raiding a fucking, let me see. Let me refresh. They raided a hotel and just started vandalizing it because they thought ICE was in there. Let's see if I can find the video. But like, it's not the way to go about it. I'm not against protest in any way, but there's a way to go about it. Where does this extreme anger and hyper-emotionalism come from? Let's see.
Human rights! Fuck Ashley Babbitt, she deserves to die! Tell Nikki, I hope Ashley Babbitt's getting eaten by fucking worms! I hope she's getting eaten by worms! I hope her eyeballs are rotting on!
Just throw her in jail. Put her in a box. We don't... Dude... Do we need this in our country? Like, fucking for real. Do we need this kind of insanity just roaming the streets, making everybody feel unsafe? Ashley Babbitt, that's... It just goes to show that they have... They don't mean anything. Everything that they say holds like no validity and no water, because on one note, if anybody were to say anything about what's her name? Who's the woman that just got shot? I don't remember her name. Good, Renee Good. If anybody were to say anything bad about her, because it's a game. It's a game, and they're on her team. And then it looked from an outsider's perspective, or even an insider's perspective, what it looks like is one team member shot a member of another team, the opposite team. I don't know if I worded that correctly, but that's what it looks like from the outsider's perspective, or insider, either way. And so whenever they they'll say they're bending morality around you, and that tells you right there it's an abuse of that. It's an abuse of morality, which is absolutely abhorrent when you're manipulating and contorting this morality reality around people. Because if it's on our side, they cheer. If it's on their side, they do shit like this. They do shit like this. And then they say abhorrent shit about the people on the other side. When people on the Republican side wouldn't really ever say anything about that, about Renee Good. J.D. Vance came up and said it's a tragedy. He said flat out, it was a tragedy. And then he also, in the same sentence, said it was a tragedy of her own, not paraphrasing here, not word for word. It was a tragedy of her own making. And anybody of sound mind should agree with that. It's simply that who did it? It was ICE. And what are they doing? They're taking their neighbors away. Their neighbors, who may or may not have who came into this country illegally, first of all, came into the country illegally. That's their job. That's what they're doing. They're going after the people who break the laws in this country. These people don't like it. They see it as... because they... It's so taxing. It really is just so taxing to try and keep up with their logic, because it's not even there. It's not even a logic that's like worth deciphering and pilfering through. Because the second that you do it, because you can see it before you even engage with it. And I believe as soon as you engage with it, then that is when you lose. That's when you lose, because then you're playing their game. You're stooping down to their level, and that's not how you go about that situation. It's just not. I don't even want to hear her fucking mouth anymore, dude. This is horrible. This is absolutely just...
Her fucking body dragged right to fucking hell. Don't touch me. Fuck Ashley Babbitt. Fuck you, Mickey. They know what human rights. Fuck Ashley Babbitt.
The tone in her voice. The tone in her voice. It tells me that she's had a very unfortunate life. Where she's gotten to this point where she's yelling, fuck Ashley Babbitt, into this little rectangle right here. She's yelling, fuck Ashley Babbitt, into this little rectangle. With her little selfie stick, with her little rectangle. I don't know where we're at in this world. I don't know where we're at, like, in the timeline. Like, is this... Everyone says that we're in Revelations right now. And it's like the more and more I like, look at stuff, the more and more I look at what's happening in the world, it's not really making an argument against it. It's really not. I wish it were. I really wish it were. And I'm somebody who believes that, you know, good will triumph over evil in the end. And that could mean, you know, decades. That could mean centuries of ruling by these kind of people. But I do believe that in the end, good prevails. Good always prevails. It just does. Because it's stronger and it's the truth. And it's real. This is fake. It's clearly fake. It's all fake. It's all because they've been told what to think. All these people, they've been told what to think. As soon as you start to, and the only way that you can actually get through to somebody is if you have somewhat of a heart-to-heart with them. You have to have a one-on-one and a heart-to-heart. And then that's the only way that you can kind of like get somebody like this to ever consider, to even consider that what you're saying could be valid. Otherwise, you're the enemy. You're the opponent. You are somebody who holds no water in their head. Did we already play this? Did I play this whole thing?
You deserve to die.
I think I did. Yeah, that's enough of her. Jeez. Good grief. Can we please just lock them all up in an asylum? See, I love this because they're all having fun. They're all having fun. They're all dancing. They're all, you know, in sync, sort of. They could use a choreographer. I'll just say that. They could have used someone to choreograph this, make it a little more interesting, make it a little more entertaining. But I mean, look, you got this guy in the back with this what is that, a Burger King hat? What is this? Burger King crown? What are you doing? What is that? And it just looks like they're having so much fun, doesn't it? They all look relatively healthy, you know, of sound mind, and they're overall just having fun. Why should anybody hate on that? They're having fun, guys. That's what they're doing. Who am I to come in and tell her she's a little heavy on the everywhere, and this guy hasn't got much to live, neither does she. you know, who am I to come in and completely derail their fun train? Okay, I'm gonna. It it is psychotic. It is psychosis. It is psychosis. It is when you get these kind of people. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even care.
Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, agreed. Holy fucking shit. What?
Holy fucking shit!
Bro's on top of the U-Haul. I see that. Yeah, there he is. How do I zoom in? Can I zoom in? I don't think I can. Yeah, that's insane. That's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. And okay, so here's another thing. Here's another point. You know that they're like this crazy. You know that they're crazy, right? First of all, that's just a given. But the extent that the insanity, you know, pushes, the extent that it goes, for the conditions that they are being, subjected to, and the extent that their insanity goes, that's not proportional at all. So many other countries have it so much worse and are actually oppressed. And then you see these people in this country, and I don't even think this video is a good representation of even what I'm talking about, but in general, all of this happening right now, these people who just claim to they're claiming what is it, false valor, is that what it is? Stolen valor is what it is. Stolen valor. When in reality, we're just trying to do what's right. We're really just trying to do what's right, and we're really trying to save our country. And you know, so many people are calling for civil war. So many people want a civil war. They want a civil war. Why do they want a civil war? Something to do. It is something to do. I've met people like this though, who are so extreme, like who radically just out of nowhere, within like a year or so, go from not giving a fuck about politics, not giving a fuck about really anything that the government's doing, to what seemed to be overnight just completely radicalized and become a whole ass extremist out of fucking nowhere. Like, where did this come from? And it's kind of a rhetorical. Obviously, it comes from the institutions, and it comes from, you know, the corruption going on there. They've been co-opted. And what would have to happen, this is what would have to happen in order to get our country back on a right track. And this is what kind of like is a little glum of an answer, but it's kind of real. What would have to happen is we would have to have an entire generation of people who are patriotic, faith-based people in order to bring this country back to where it was. With, what does that say? Hold on. Sorry. No Shah, no regime. USA, don't repeat, 1953. Oh, God. Anyway, we would have to have an entire generation of highly patriotic, faith-based people. You know, and I say faith-based because without that, you don't have fucking morals necessarily. Your morals are whatever you decide they are. I mean, look at certain porn stars today. They what they think is right and wrong is completely fucking skewed. What's her name? Lily Phillips, gangbang queen, sex with 1,000 dudes, and she thinks that's okay because her mindset is, I'm just making them happier. She's just making them happier. She says, how much better do you feel after you have a BJ? You probably feel a lot better after that, don't you? Like, and she's not wrong, but where she is wrong is thinking that that mass amount of what she's doing is correct. Her lifestyle, she is assuming that's fine. It's cool. It's good to do. I don't know about cool, but I'm sure she thinks it's cool. But it's just, that's an example. She's an example of what can happen. She's not very religious. She's not religious at all. It's clear and evident. No religious woman would go out and gangbang with 1,000 dudes. So it's like you see what happens when you completely you're absent to a faith. You're absent to even any sort of, you know, like, even if you're not, okay, so even if you're not faith-based, even if you don't have a faith-based religion, you're atheist or you're agnostic or whatever, you still, like, deep down know what is right and what is wrong. And the thing is, it's like, if you continually do the wrong thing, you don't feel good. You don't. You don't feel 100%. Like, inside. You may or may not know why it is that you feel like shit. Like, you may be, like, thinking in your head, oh, I'm doing all the right things. I don't know why I feel like shit. It's like, you don't know. Like, some people may not even recognize that what they're doing is bad. Their body does. Their body recognizes it. And it shows as an outward expression. And you see these kind of people who are maybe, you know, messed up morally, like don't have a sense of morals, or are just skewed. It's just skewed. I'm trying to explain this the best that I can. But yeah, we need an entire generation. And I said it was glum. This answer is glum because in order to do that, it has to be across the board. It has to be across the aisle. It has to be left and right agree. Because, like, fundamentally, Democrats aren't religious. So to get an entire generation of people that come up that are all patriotic, faith-based Christian people, Christian Catholic people, to get that in this country, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard because when you have an entire party whose fundamentals, one of their biggest fundamentals is that a majority of them are atheists, or they believe, I guess that comes with the territory. I was going to say, or they believe in science, but I guess if you're an atheist, then that's typically what you look towards, or politics. Most of these people, that's their hole, because I mean, you have it in you. You have a God hole in you. There is a God hole in you, right? And it's like a black hole because it's constantly sucking at something. It's constantly sucking something in, and whatever you're feeding that God hole is going to shape you as a person. It's going to shape your. It depends upon whether or not you're making that connection to the source, right? Because you can fill that God hole with anything. You can fill it with golf. You could fill it with politics. You could fill it with anything. Okay? Because it's like a black hole. It's constantly trying to fill. It's trying to fill itself. I don't know if that's the best example, but if you don't fill it with religion, if you don't fill it with, like, you know, if you don't fill it with, and the word religion is such a fucking loaded word today. It really pisses me off how, like, ignorant and, like, just dumb people are. Whenever they hear the word religion, they just automatically assume scam, which is not entirely, because what they're doing is they're cherry picking. They're cherry picking the bad parts of it. They cherry pick the bad parts, make it look bad, and then they, as a whole, they're like, I don't want to fuck with it. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want all they want is money. I don't want anything to do with that. They throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? But that bathwater is what you fucking need. It's what you need in this world so that this shit doesn't fucking happen.
Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit! Holy
Let's see. Let me check the stream. Alright, I got one view. Love it. Love it. Okay. We're gonna go back in. It's insane. It's simple as that. Simple, and it's just fucking insane. Let's keep going. Oh, Jesus. Why do liberal women insist on having their mental breakdowns on the internet? I don't know. That's a good question. I can't. All right, we'll go into it.
Don't ever fucking come at me about forgiving MAGA ever again. I will not forgive. Ever. I will never forget. Ever. And your protest votes are just as fucking bad.
Protest votes? What is she talking about?
Those who can be reformed and brought back in when this is over can be. But that does not mean forgiveness. There is no forgiveness after this. And those of you who are still clinging, I wish ego death upon every one of you.
Yeah, ego death would be something that a lot of people would need. She's right there. Yeah, a lot of people would need to go through some sort of an ego death. It's helpful. I feel I've been through one. Oh, jeez. Let's just. Oh, Jesus. Let's move on. What the fuck? Wait, was that a child? Is that a literal fucking kid? It is. Homeboy's just firing fucking rounds. Dude. Just firing rounds into the sky. Think about those rounds. They're going to come back down. He's like, what the fuck am I doing? These guys, hold on. These guys are like, what the fuck did I just? Yeah, they're cool. What? Hold on. You got a little too close there with that last one. The fucking dude is like out of. Yeah, he's like, what the fuck? Look, he's just like, he gave him the hand gesture. He's like, what the fuck? Bro's just shooting a gun over here. What is he doing? What the fuck? That's so not cool, man. That's so not, like, that is like the least, that is the least that you could possibly do to like gesture to the crowd like, hey, look at this asshole. Like, what? The world is becoming a fucking satire, okay? The world is becoming a satire. When you got this scenario, this is flat out of some fucking satirical parody. It just is. It really fucking is. I don't even want to watch the rest of this. Let me just see. Let me just skip through it. Yeah, he's dancing, shooting the gun off. That's it. All right. Well, here's the original video CNN doesn't want you to see. Ooh, let's see it. Wow.
Nobody's being violent here. Just you.
Yeah, the snowballs are really effective.
Go.
He said don't do it. Why does he continue to do it? Why is he going forward? Why is he progressing? What is happening?
Get out of here. No, I'm still here. I've been made. Y'all can't matter all day. Get back. Get back. What's up? Let go. Bro. Let go. Whoa.
Kill someone else! Go for it! Kill someone else!
Like, what are they doing? What is happening? What do they not have jobs? Do none of these people have to like go to work? It looks like it's like in the middle of the day, does it not? Maybe like early in the day. What is? They need to bring in the National Guard. They need to like end this. They do. If they do not end this like soon, ICE agents are going to die. I predict this. ICE agents will die if they do not bring this to a close. I don't know if any have. Already. I don't know. I mean, in the past, I don't know. But I know that that will start to happen. That'll be a thing that we're going to start seeing on X.
Get back. I know you're pressed. Get back.
Jesus.
You think you can stand here and scare us? Huh? You're not protecting anyone. You're the problem. Look at me when I'm talking to you. What are you going to do, tough guy? You going to hide behind that mask? Say something. Say something. Yeah, that's what I said. My eyes. Oh, damn it. Get it off. I can't see. You think you can stand here and scare us? Huh? You're not protecting anyone. You're the
isn't
problem.
real.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. What are you gonna do, tough guy? You gonna hide behind that mask? Say something. Say something. Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah,
my
not
eyes!
real.
Oh, damn it! Get it off! Damn it!
That's
Look at me when I'm talking to you. What are you gonna do, tough guy? You gonna hide behind that mask? Say something.
Oh, okay, look at his hand. Yeah, what the fuck? He grabbed over here and then.
Say something. Yeah, that's what I. My eyes! Oh, damn it! Get it off! I can't see. You think you can stand here and scare us? Huh?
That's funny. I mean, she's asking. She's literally asking for it. How much more could you ask for it than to have this little person right here banging their drum with you by their side saying, shoot me right here in the face? You're literally asking for it. Yeah, we already watched that one.
All over ground. This is what we're dealing with on the ground. All over. That's right. Actually, I'm very respectful. And you're not respectful at all in any way. I just want to ask, do you believe in illegal immigration? Do you think U.S. taxpayers should be funded?
Psychopath. Absolute fucking psychopath. Let's deport her. Not really, but I don't want to say civil war is coming, but it shouldn't. I don't think it should. I don't think we're in that spot because it's an insanity outbreak is what it's an insanity outbreak. It is a mental disease that all of these people have. This guy seems pretty all right. You know, he kind of looks like Doc Ock a little bit back in Spider-Man 2. He's kind of giving Doc Ock a little bit. But so how do you fight that? How do you fight insanity? Like, is this just where the country's at? Like, are we just at that end stage in the PSYOP where this is what we're seeing? Like, this is the result? Like, this is the end result. Like, they've done all of the shit, infiltrated our institutions, corrupted, demoralized, done all of that, and this is the result. This is what we're seeing. This is the result of that. Because the thing is like, it is like a terrorist mindset. What they have is like a terrorist mindset because it's like, I'm not calling for violence in any way, but theoretically, with the terrorist mindset, you can kill the terrorist, but the ideology still lives on. So I don't know how you go about that's a real problem. That is a real fucking problem that we're facing right now. And you think some of these people that have kids, you think that they'd be at home with their kids instead of, literally bringing their babies, their newborn babies, to the quote-unquote battlefront and subjecting them to this stuff. There is a video. I don't know where it is, but there's a video. A woman has a, where is it at? What is that? Oh, Jesus. I don't know what the hell that is. That's fucked. But there is literally a video of a woman bringing her baby. This. Hold on. Let me go. This woman was screaming. Let me go after she spit and hit on Border Patrol car. She was immediately detained. Watching her being detained made my chicken wing taste. Oh, wow.
Step back. You hit a vehicle. Stay back and forth. Step back.
No.
Hit a vehicle. Stay back and forth.
That's fucking great. Yeah, that is so funny. I love to see it. I love to see it. I love to see it because they shouldn't just feel like they can do that. They shouldn't feel like that this is that they should be able to interfere with law enforcement. And like they don't understand. If this is the clear arrangement here, they don't understand the problem that we're facing. They're either misinformed, ill-informed, or just flat out uninformed on the current issues of our country. I'd like to think, or I want to know. Besides ICE, what are the problems with the country? Because I guarantee you, most of the time, they would say it's Donald Trump or the opposing side, who is in power in the opposing side. That's the problem with the country. Rather than addressing the actual real fucking problems in the country, like all the fraud that's going on all over the fucking country, taking our tax dollars, taking billions of our fucking tax dollars away to all these foreign countries, I'd say that's a pretty big fucking problem. That's a pretty big issue. So it really just goes to show that they're not informed. And to that matter, they're not it's not necessarily that they're not informed, they are misinformed is clearly what it is. Or ill-informed, or whatever the fucking term is. They've been fed wrong information. And they've not thought to fact check it or check it in any sort of way. And how they check it is they go to the trusted sources, the trusted media sources, such as CNN, MSNBC, and all of these left-wing, political pundits that spout all that rhetoric. Because to them, it's literally like a game. To them, it's like a football game. It's their side versus our side. And to us, it's literally sanity versus insanity is what it is. But again, it's deeper than that. It really is a spiritual war that's happening. And I know that's it's becoming a cliche to say at this point, but I don't think so. I don't think it is. I don't think it could ever be overstated. Because that is what's happening. That is literally what's happening. At the root of all this, it's what's happening. There was that video with that woman. All right. What time is it? 8:40. When did I start? 7:40. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off. hour and 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, guys, this is I'm trying something. I'm trying something out here. I have been pissed off for long enough about seeing all this, and I wouldn't consider myself radicalized or, you know, like an extremist or anything. Maybe the word is patriotic, you know. But I don't know. I've just been seeing all of this, and it really pisses me off. So this is just a good outlet for me. Just like coming on and kind of talking about this. So yeah, I'm gonna try to stream as much as I can, but and that's not like an admission of like quitting or whatever. And I know how that just sounded. I'm gonna stream as much as I can, guys. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it. No, but I'm gonna stream as much as I can, and it's gonna. Yeah, it's helping me out. It's making this world a little bit easier to bear when I can just come out and vent. Because, you know, I have friends that I can vent to, and yada yada yada. But, you know, you can only say so much to a person. You know. So, anyway, I'm out of here.